Welcome into everybody's favorite show, Saturday nights on PHL 17. I'm one half of the Delco Duo, Monica Cryan.
And I'm Jenna Meisner. Hopefully your weekend has been going great. First weekend of August.
Finally.
I was going to say July because July has just been very extensive this summer.
Well, our good friend, Kelsey Fabian, has made it seem so long. She has complained about the month of July, so
it did feel long.
It did
felt
feel
really long. So yes, welcome
into August.
Yay. Can't believe it.
And we have such a fun show for you tonight, the Delco Duo. We have a lot going on, so we have to get right to the debrief.
So when Monica and I were discussing, what should we debrief about this evening, we do a little bit of research about things that are happening in the community and whatnot. I came across a quiz, a How Delco Are You quiz. And I want to pull it up so that we can tell you a little bit more about this quiz. Just for reference.
It was a random
It was on
quiz.
gotoquiz.com. And this is a website where any Joe Schmo can go on and create a quiz about any topic you want. So this How Delco Are You quiz was created by Tom Marshall. Shout out to Tom Marshall. He said, there are many people who think they are Delco. Are you Delco? What makes you Delco? Do you think you know everything about this place? So obviously the Delco Duo had to take the quiz. We're going to show you the results before we talk about some of the questions. So let's take a look at how Monica and I both did.
Wow.
This is disappointing.
Not good. Now, there were 10 questions, right? There were only 10 questions, so each question was very weighted.
12 questions,
12
yes.
questions, okay.
So Monica, yours, was that say 48?
48%.
And then I was 32%, so even worse. And you're probably like, all right, so then I should turn off the Delco Duo. You guys aren't even Delco if this is what your results were.
My thing was a lot of these were very outdated.
Questions 1 and 2. What is your age and what is your gender? How do you get those wrong? So if you are not a certain age, was that marked as incorrect?
If you are a female, is that wrong? Can you not be a female in Delco?
What used to be at the corner of McDade Boulevard and Chester Pike? Streetlight, Cookies Pub, Walgreens, Happy the Bum. These were the types of questions that were asked.
I guess that one.
Sunday nights when you were a teenager were spent at home, the Shark Club, in the corner, at the library. So the questions were bizarre. It was just something fun that I thought Monica and I could try to do.
Well, this one was easy. The Home Depot Baltimore Pike was the bazaar.
I think I put them all.
You remember it was the bazaar.
You remember McDade Mall?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was also in the area.
The bazaar, I remember the bazaar.
What was the bazaar?
Well, my dad told me about the bazaar, so I just was like...
You don't act like...
No, he used to tell me about the bazaar.
I remember the bazaar. Your dad remembers the bazaar.
Yeah, but that's what was there.
What bus runs down McDade Boulevard? DCCC, so Delaware County Community College. So these were some of the questions. So go to quiz.com if you want to take it yourself, or maybe we can post it on social media at some point and you can try to take it. But I thought it was very subjective, so... Yes. I don't think that really
I think it was like the Delco in like 1970, 1980.
It was a lot of questions of like what was on the street corner.
Yes.
What used to be this or what used to be that.
Which is fine, but...
So were you upset by your results? Do you feel like you should be embarrassed?
No, I mean, Delco's different for everyone.
It is.
You know what I mean? Everybody... Delco's a different kind of lifestyle for everybody.
And it's so different from the Delco that our parents grew up in to the Delco it is now.
You guys have to remember...
Just everything.
The Delco for my grandparents is different from the Delco for my parents. The Delco... my grandparents always told my parents, like my dad and my mom, like, it's changed so much. Mm-hmm. And then my parents told me it's changed so much.
Community, any neighborhood, people who've lived there for a long time feel that way. So
it's definitely changed.
I'm not embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed by it.
My dad got a 67 on
67%.
A guy from Ridley who lived on McDade Boulevard.
So that
was like,
tells
I don't know what used to be on that corner.
I have to quiz my mom. Full of transparency, Mom, I forgot to give her the quiz. So I'll do that. And next episode we come back with you. I'll let you know what she got. But I also feel like
it is fun to see like Tom Marshall, what he thinks.
Tom Marshall, go to quiz.
Love you, Tom Marshall.
We should make a quiz like about the Delco Duo.
Ours would be so...
We're going to do that. and we're gonna put it out there. We're gonna see how well
What was
come
your
up with
favorite
these-
store at the Granite Run Mall?
Claire's.
Deb.
I loved Claire's. I come up with these great ideas as
See, that's what I mean. Like, it would be so different from Tom Marshall's. Jenna and I's would be like very mall-based.
I'm trying to think of what are some other questions.
We could come up with
Okay.
a very girly-based quiz.
Girly.
We'll come up with.
That's one way
with
to
ours.
describe it.
Yes.
All right, let's get to the first issue of the evening. Of course, you guys submit these to us. We keep you anonymous and we give you some advice.
Okay. This is Talia from Trainer. My niece is getting married and the whole family is excited. Her and her husband are vegetarian and want a vegetarian-only menu at the reception. My brother and sister-in-law, the bride's parents, are paying for the wedding and want a meat option. The couples are at odds.
Okay, Talia, this is a no-brainer. You gotta have a meat option.
Right. That's the point of options. You can have the vegetarian option, but you also, for your guests, need to have a meat option. You know what I
wonder
mean?
if they are the type of vegetarians, though, that, vegetarians, some of them go hard for their lifestyle.
It's right.
And it can be upsetting to even be around
meat.
And you gotta have a meat option, though.
But that's, you can live 364 days a year.
But it is your day. It is your day. It is your day to call the shots. That's the only part of this where I can understand.
I know. I do get that. And I've said this before about weddings. Mm-hmm. A wedding, what it really represents is your families coming together. It's a union of your families, right?
It's bigger than the bride and groom.
Right. It's a union of your families coming together.
Yeah.
Some people might disagree with me and say it's just a union of the two people. But I always see it as like these families coming together.
So you don't want them to be at odds over something
it's
like
about,
food.
Right. It's a witnessing the union, and it's the families witnessing this coming together.
There's so many debates
and so
when it comes to wedding planning.
Right. These are guests that have just witnessed. I think you got to offer a meat option, and then you have a vegetarian option.
I will be honest. I went to a bunch of weddings one year. It was like the fall season, and I had wedding after wedding every weekend. And I was tired of getting the meat option, so I finally, from one of these weddings, was like, I'm gonna try the vegetarian option. It was terrible. Ooh. Vegetarian options tend to be, in my opinion, not tasty.
Yes.
Not like sort of like the afterthought. Like they really
watery.
focus on like the filet mignon and the chickens. And then they're like, okay, there's 3 vegetarians. So let's just kind of put this together for them. So
because
I don't know.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Vegetarian is like, you can't even do like salmon.
Well,
you can't even do like vegan.
What I got was I got a pasta dish.
Right.
It had like pasta and vegetables.
Like you can't even do like a fish or anything.
Yeah.
Like that's really tough.
So duet plate's out the window. When we got married, we did a duet plate.
Ooh, that's fancy.
That's out the window. So you just got to do that.
I mean, the short rib, isn't it?
You just got to do. I just think that you really need a meat option.
I understand it.
And they're paying for the wedding. Like you're paying for the wedding.
I would say,
you gotta say
364 days a year, you live your life, but this one day, have that meat option for your guests.
Okay. There you have it. All right, coming up next, we've got another issue submitted by you, our viewers, and it's about golf lessons and the instructor.
Okay.
So stay with us.
Sometimes you guys send us issues, and other times you send us songs, and
cool
we love it.
Things that you're doing.
Yes.
So we got an email from a man named Barry Harris, and he's a singer-songwriter, pianist from pianist.
No, say you can say pianist.
Pianist.
You don't have to say.
Isn't that how they say it?
This isn't Adrian, that weird movie that came out.
Anyway. And he's from Delco, and he sent us his newest song, born and raised in Glen Olden. Shout out to my mama. And he has enjoyed our program, so he sent us a new song that he wrote and he just released, and it's called Delco Done Right.
I love it.
So we wanted to play a little bit, our favorite part of it,
a clip
for you.
You can take the blue route down to I-95, moving closer to home every mile you drive. Every 6'10" citizen is ride or
Yeah. This is so catchy.
I love it.
So we were talking about this before we came onto the show, and I was like, put that on my tombstone.
Okay.
You could take 95.
And
Talks about traffic.
And I just want that song on Jenna's the song on Jenna's tombstone, and then I'm gonna put like a radio and just have it on loop.
Okay.
That's yours.
I like that.
You know, like that. It touched like all your favorites. Blue Route, 95, 610.
610 citizens are ride or die. I love the buildup. 610. Anyway, so if you want to hear that live,
it's
look,
so
there's
good.
more. I've got more. If you want to hear it live, Monica and I have talked about the summer festival at Rose Tree Park, you know, the amphitheater. Mm-hmm. They're performing that this upcoming Thursday, August 8th, live for the first time. So
awesome.
Congrats,
Let's go.
Barry Harris. Really great song.
It's really good.
It's great. So just check that out.
And I love it. He's like really speaking to all of us.
He is. And if you do cool things in Delco, or you know, songs, art, any sort of creative outlet, and you want to share it with us, we would be happy to share it with our viewers.
Like that one time the guy sent us a bunch of Bic lighters.
Yeah. That was actually a company, Delco Lighters.
Delco Lighters.
Where he put Delco on Bic lighters.
We love it all. Thank you guys so much for sharing your talent with us.
All right. So since Barry's from Glen Olden, I thought it was appropriate to have our next submitter, Greg from Glen Olden.
I recently signed up for golf lessons and was asked if I had a preference on who was to teach me. I said no, please give me your first available. Well, my first golf lesson is with a female. My wife is not pleased with my decision, and I don't see an issue. Do you see an issue with this, Jenna? Like, if Tate had a golf lesson with a female, would you have an issue with that?
I don't think I would, no.
Yeah. I think you need to remind your wife that this is a golf professional. These women go through a lot of work, a lot of training to become, right? There's a difference between a golf professional and a professional golfer. There is. I
What's the difference?
So one is like Tiger Woods. Sorry, I'm not exactly. Tiger Woods is like a golf professional.
Okay.
And a professional golfer is the one who like trains you or like teaches you. There's either or.
Okay.
I forget which
I'll
one's
have to do
which.
more research
Yeah,
on this.
I forget which one is which. But either way, they both have a lot of work to get to that point. So you go through like college. Like there's majors. You can get a college major degree in like golfing.
Okay.
So
you're saying this is her workplace?
Yes, this is her life's work.
Yeah.
I don't think she's there to find an affair.
Well, you never know. The only thing I would say is like golf is the least contact sport ever. Like you don't have to worry about her brushing up on him, or maybe I don't know if she's gonna like show him the swing.
No, that's always like in like movies when they come up behind you and like.
I mean, I'm not saying that a trainer and a trainee, there have been relationships.
But that happens in any sport.
And I think I'm saying golf is the least likely place for that to be something that happens.
You're paying a lot of money to be there. I know you are.
And plus, you just said first available. It wasn't like, please put me with a female or this or that. I don't know. How would Eugene feel if you took up a sport and the instructor was male?
I think Eugene would be like, thank God you're getting golf lessons.
Thank God you have a hobby.
I've been begging you to get golf lessons. I just would love if you would come on the course with me every so often, because then it would mean that I was, partaking in his hobby.
Yeah.
I just think you need to remind her that this is
maybe
her
include your wife.
Work.
Maybe she does a 2-for-1. You guys both get a lesson. It's something that you can do together. Maybe she comes to one lesson, and I'm not saying all the lessons that you take,
right? But
she sort of comes to one lesson. She sees that this is a professional. This is her workplace.
Yeah.
And then you'll be good.
Also, I'm sorry, but your wife, she needs to be more confident in you and in herself. This is just something that you're doing. This is your trainer's professional work. I'm sure she's taking it seriously.
All right, coming up next, Monica and I, we, as always, bring one of our own issues to the table. So that will be after the break. Stay with us.
All right, welcome back. So we solved 2 of your issues. Now it's time for one of our own. Go ahead.
Okay, here we go.
Meisner needs an advisor.
Okay. So I have always gone to the same place to get my nails done.
Very loyal.
Right now, you don't really see that just because, mom life.
Life. We've switched.
It's not even worth it to spend the money because I'm just constantly breaking and chipping them. I have 2 done. These 2. Does yours just fly? Oh, I thought one of them just flew off.
My nails look good.
They do look good.
We have totally switched places.
I know.
Jenna's in like the thick of it.
Yeah.
My nails
between
look
like
good.
buckling the car seat, putting the toys away, you do so much. Diapers.
You don't have time
No,
to
it's
keep
not
up
worth
with
the
your
money.
nails. You're in the
Washing
thick of it.
bottles, all that good stuff.
not
So
judging.
they look bad now. But when I do go of late, there's been a big beef between 2 of the techs.
Wow.
And I love them both. I've seen both of them. I'm more loyal to one of them than I am to the other one. But when the one that I am loyal to is away or off that day, I will see the other tech and they are beefing. So it has just been something that you notice when you're there because they sort of have that energy where you
Really?
can tell they don't like each other. And it's very apparent.
Wow.
So for a short bit, I was texting the one that I'm more loyal to just to say, hey, do you have anything? Because, mom life again, like you go when you have the time to go. It's not something that you can book out. It's like morning of like, hey, can I come in at this time? So I've been texting her and just saying, hey, can I come in? And she's been like, yep, that's fine. So I recently sent her a text message and the names are blocked out. I said, good morning. Do you have any open appointments this morning around 10:30? So she said, Jenna, could you call the salon to get an appointment, please? Thank you. New rules. Blank. The other person is jealous of me.
Oh.
I just love the emojis. Let's appreciate them. Hawaiian flower,
Smiley
hearts, smiley
Cry.
faces, crying, laughing. How do you respond to that? So this has been something that I personally have felt, but it has never been outright of like, let me just put it out there.
Does she mean call and request me?
Call the place and make an appointment that way and still request her. That's the new rule. So apparently this text chain went on. I just gave you a short snippet of it. The text chain went on to say that the techs are no longer allowed to get customers' cell phones to text and make appointments.
Yeah. Yeah, you just say, sure, I'll call.
So I completely ignored this person's jealous of me. Yeah, because I was like, I don't want to get involved in this.
No.
So I just said, okay, no problem, I'll call. But the new rules, like, what do you think that's crossing a line as a client to text? Like, why? Like, the change of the rules to me was also interesting. Like,
Yes.
I felt like the one that she's beefing with tends to have more of a power in the sense of making the rules.
Yes.
So I think that was a direct rule to all the employees, but to really stick it to my girl.
Yes. I would say you have a very unique and beautiful
Personal experience.
Beautiful nail tech relationship. You're very close. The fact that you're like, I can sense that they're beefing.
It doesn't take. You would sense it. You would go in.
Are you sure?
And you would sense it.
Because I just go in and I don't have a specific. I have a place that I go
Yeah,
to,
but you don't
but
have
I
a
don't
person.
have I don't have a person.
Oh no, we're tight. We're
Okay.
tight.
Wow. So you.
I love her, but I just felt like the new rule was to target her. But so the one issue is the beefing and how do you stay out of that? And the other issue is, do you think that that's an inappropriate relationship to have with the rule was you can't text to make a schedule or appointment. Do you think that that's a good rule, or do you think that that's a
No, I'm kind of sad about that.
that's
you can't
the sign
just
of the times?
because I do feel
agree.
like you should be able to text.
Yes.
I do that like
Your hair?
Yeah, I
that's
always text. Mm-hmm. I always text for like,
Yep.
hey, can you squeeze me in? Or
The idea of the big books that
Yeah.
these salons have, one, it's all online now. But this salon in particular, they still use like the book that you see the schedule and you write in pencil
Right.
that Jenna's coming in at this time. That's outdated.
it's so outdated.
And it's so convenient for me to just text you that I'm still going to come see you because
Right.
you're my girl. But if it was someone that maybe I wasn't as loyal to, I'd be like, well, that's inconvenient. I'm just going to go somewhere where I can just text and say, hey, I'm on my way.
I do think though the fact that she then said, we're having troubles here at the salon. Can you please just call? That was nice of her because
Right. She's following the rules.
she's following the rules. She could say,
But no.
Yeah, I'm sneaking you in.
But she's going to see me when I get there. She has to follow the rules.
Right.
Because this is how I think it was caught on, because and my mom was also texting. We have my mom and I share the same nail tech. The
Meisner girls are here.
We're causing trouble. I think we're the problem.
Probably.
Because we're just showing up.
Probably.
And she's looking at the book and she's like, wait, they're not in the book.
Right.
So I think, I don't know how many people
together are making it obvious.
I'm not sure if it was a long list of people, but basically I just sort of, like you said, skated over the person is.
Yeah. Now you just got to call. That's tough because
antiquated.
Like you said, you've got limited time. You can't be calling.
Isn't that wild though? It's like, I'm in the drama.
I'm sure.
in the drama.
I am sure there is so much drama at the nail salons. We don't even know it.
We don't know it.
We don't even know it.
Okay. Coming up next, our trivia.
All right. Speaking of songs, because we're talking Delco songs.
Yes.
What popular country singer just recently referenced Delco in a new song?
All right, you think about it?
I have no idea.
Okay, what popular country singer just referenced Delco in a new song? The answer, Zach Bryan. And this is like new. Like this album came out right after 4th of July.
Wow.
So the album is called The Great American Bar Scene and the song is called American Night.
There we go.
So
I didn't know Delco even got references in country songs, but
I'm gonna play the part, and then if you can't understand the lyrics, then we'll tell you what he says. Okay. Here it comes.
Delco Danny couldn't deal with the dealer that he met out at the Rivers Casino.
Rivers Casino.
So he says, Delco Danny,
Yep.
which I love.
Delco
Danny.
We all know a Delco Danny.
Cut a deal with the dealer he met out at the Rivers Casino.
Casino.
Well, I was going to say, you, Zach Bryan, need to adjust that to Delco Danny cut a deal with the dealer that he met at Harrah's Casino. Not Rivers.
Not Rivers.
Harrah's Casino. Like, come on, let's keep it Delco.
Yeah.
Why are we going to Philly? We don't need to do that.
Yeah.
But he got caught counting cards, and Harrah's would never let that happen.
No,
like,
they would never.
They would even,
tight ship.
Yeah, like there would be no deals happening outside of Harrah's Casino, okay? It would just
we all know Delco goes to Harrah's.
Everything would be above table, Delco Danny needs to change casinos.
I love Delco Danny.
Yeah.
I have a friend, Danny, and he's super Delco.
We all know a Danny.
Yeah,
we all know
Delco
a Danny from Delco.
We call him cousin Danny though. So
I need to do more research because Zach Bryan is not from this area. So
and his girlfriend's from Boston.
So why he chose to reference Delco? I mean, it's an amazing place, obviously, but I just wonder what the connection is.
Yeah, but I love it and getting all these shout outs and all these songs.
Very cool. So if you want to talk with us, Delco Duo at phl17.com. That's the place where we take issues. We just chat with you in general, comments that you have.
Absolutely. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.
See you next weekend.
Saturday.
Just next weekend.